Okay, there's so much about this book. Oh my god.
It's so well written.
It's so well written, but also like to the point where, oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, it's so good that it is genuinely like infuriating to read.
Like, really well written. Made me not understand things. Isn't a surprise.
I cried. Probably more than once. I'm gonna be honest. I cried a lot.
Okay, but like, I do think that story was so drawn out and so confusing. Like, constantly hopping from things like past and present and like.
Yeah, the first like half of the book was so. It was very long and drawn out, but I think it was to try to give context to what the town was like, but I think they could have done that in a shorter period of time.
Like, we don't need 3 different points where, oh yeah, we're at a hockey game. We won. We lost. Like,
okay, and the thing is, we don't need 12 chapters of just these grown men having severe anxiety about the hockey game. Like, we needed 1 chapter, maybe 2 minimum. I don't need 12 at the start of a book where everybody's just like, hockey.
Oh my god, there's a junior boys hockey game. Guys, they don't lose. Our town is in shambles. Get a job.
Like, what are we doing?
Why is your entire town just
Why is your whole town's economy run on these 15-year-old guys playing hockey?
Like, why do you all put so much pressure on these teenage boys? I don't care about Kevin. Kevin can have all the pressure he wants. He's a rapist.
He deserves the pressure.
He deserves it.
But, like, I was like, it feels so drawn out.
It's so drawn out. So, it's good. It's drawn out.
And the thing is, we get such a, like, they give a descriptive backstory, like, crazy descriptive backstory on characters that we see once or twice.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need freaking Megan's life story when we talk to her once. Like, her whole personality is, my son plays hockey and I scream at all the coaches.
My son plays hockey and he should be number 1 player and I spend all this money on this. No one cares. No one asked you to do this.
No. Like, I don't need to know about her past failures in cross-country skiing. All I need to know is that she treats her son's coaches like crap.
All I can think of again with that scene where she's just yelling, it's just, I don't even remember the kid's name, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember her kid's name, but
whose mom was she even?
I don't remember.
She was Light's mom.
All I can imagine is
he was literally sitting there in a corner, like, about to stab himself with his skates. Like,
as well as Matt's for some reason getting yelled at.
And Matt's literally sitting there like,
Matt's getting ready for the game, and so for some reason he's also getting yelled at that point.
Yeah. I mean, the racism in this town is astounding.
The racism and the fucking rape joke caught me off guard. That
was insane. And I think the main theme of this story is how, like, having town pride is good until it's not. Like, it's good to a point.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like our town, like, it's good to a point.
But it's not good when you are defending a rapist because
he's got such a bright future with the Canucks.
He has such a bright future in hockey, guys. He might make it to an unknown NHL team.
That's still a rapist. That's gonna be on his record. I don't care about how good he is at hockey.
Yeah, but everybody's just like, no, we can't lose our chance at potentially getting a hockey school, so therefore we have to defend criminals.
No!
Like, what?
Like,
no, we do not.
Like, what?
But, like, their whole personalities, raw, Beartown, we're the bears from Beartown. Raw, manly, man-ass. That's their whole
thing.
And it's not good.
Like, it doesn't make...
Like, you can have pride in your town. Yes. Have pride in your town. Be like, yes, we live in a forest and we're still able to survive. Yes, that's good. Yes,
but don't make that your entire town's personality.
I know, but, like, you have to realize that, like, that town is not perfect.
Also, can we talk about, like, the names in this book?
The names.
Bobo. Hog.
Like,
Light. I mean, that's his last name.
That's his last name, but, like, why are you having a kid? Your name is Hog. Your nickname is Hog. Everyone knows
And
you
you
as
named
your
your
kid
kid
Bobo.
Bobo.
Like, why?
Also, we should have known Benji was gay. His nickname's Benji. Not Ben. Not his full name's Benjamin, but his nickname's not Ben. It's Benji.
See, and the thing is, I think Kevin knew.
Oh yeah, totally.
Even though it doesn't directly say in the book that he knew, there's the scene where Benji is like confronting him, and he goes, "Well, you're a," and he doesn't say anything. And I was like, he was about to say a slur. He was about to say something not cool.
No, but like they're best friends essentially.
Yeah.
They were best friends till that fateful party.
Also, okay. This has nothing to do with anything, but I Googled this.
Okay.
And in one of the old other books, Benji literally admits that he was in love with Kevin.
The shock on my face.
Like, Kevin knew.
Oh, Kevin knew what is going on.
Yeah.
No, but like
Benji was the best character in the book.
hands down, Benji, Maya,
best character in the
Anna. Best characters. Anna, Matt.
Anna was one of my favorites. She
slayed. Queen.
The friendship between, I think one of the other points is that how teenage friendships are and how they affect people, because the friendship between Anna and Maya was just like, it made me cry. Like the scene where
the talking about pills,
where they were counting pills together to see how many sleeping pills they would each have to take to die at the same time. It was like you never find the same friends you do when you were 15 years old. I was like sobbing.
But Bobo and Matt's friendship that became like knock shots.
Like that came out.
Sad.
Like I think that was like one of the surprising friendships because Bobo literally bullied Matt. That was his whole thing, was he bullied Matt and his friends. And then all of a sudden it was like, you're my homeboy.
You're my homie, I'll protect you.
I would literally take a bullet for you, man.
He's literally on our team, stop bullying him.
But then I think one of the sad things that was seen is that when Matt joined the team, all his old friends, he left them. Like Zacharias, I was like, that's so sad.
I want to believe that he still wanted to hang out with them, but because he went up a team, they just stopped.
I'd like to think that, but at the same time, I understand why Zacharias was mad at him because he's like, oh, you think you're better than me now? Like,
Zacharias, your comment on the ice that made us giggle and now is our joke.
Okay.
Where did this come from?
Girl.
But where did that come from? I understand your coach was but you don't need to skate backwards at your friends saying, there's a my ass.
Well, apparently that was a direct quote from the coach, and that's our joke now.
We stole that joke. Thank you, Zacharias.
Also, the part where I think in lots of the book, another theme is toxic masculinity.
Oh yeah,
and how it is not good because this scene where a Matt gets brought into practice for the first time, and literally his only role is for the guys to beat him up.
For him to get bullied.
They literally, the coaches brought him in so that the boys on the team could push a Matt around and, hit him. And I was like, this is insane. And I think that's just no, dude, it's just hockey bros. We're just bros.
That's abuse.
No. And, I think one of the things that the Frederick Backman is talking about, the point is when they were doing, when the coach made the rape joke in the locker room is, how locker room talk is considered normal. If that got said in a hockey room, lots of people would just be like, ha ha ha, it's funny, but how, locker room talk should not be a thing. No,
but we're also going to backtrack on that. It's not even one of the other guys, it's
the fact that a coach said that to a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah. Do you know how bad
that is?
Why would you say that to a child?
Okay.
Why would you say that, period?
I wouldn't say that to one of my closest friends who I've known since birth.
Exactly.
Why would you say that to a kid who you are responsible for teaching and forming into a good adult?
Exactly.
You are insane.
Haha, lesbian jokes to help make their team feel better. Coach, give me one. Rapist!
Bobo rapes girls. Oh! So
and
that's actually
and then
not
right after
funny.
the like main coach going, yeah, you're being put down.
Yeah, so actually, I know you started on the first line and now you're on the second one, but you're going down to the third line. Like,
you just said that to a kid who just got called a rapist by an adult that he probably trusted?
No, he literally was like, yeah, dude, sorry you got called a rapist. Anyways, you get 2 seconds of ice time. Congrats.
Yeah, like... Also, Benji... I stand Benji. The fact that he was asleep that entire time.
That's so funny.
He was sitting in the corner asleep. You know how much grime is probably on that floor?
No, he probably...
Especially from a mat picking up tape?
No, there's probably like 20 million diseases in the
Oh,
locker
yeah,
room.
totally. But... Oh, the party.
Oh, the party.
Oh, the party.
The party? Okay. I'm gonna say something. I have never been to a high school party.
Neither have I.
But I don't think they're like this.
Don't think.
Like, I think it's very... I think parts of it are realistic, but part of it is very exaggerated.
I feel like knock shots would be...
That sounds like a thing that could exist.
Yeah.
But, like, the way that... I think what's unrealistic about this book is the way that all the girls were attacking Maya for talking to Kevin.
Yeah.
Or at least in our town. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that would be nearly as likely to happen.
Or, like, lights. Like, oh, yeah, me, Kevin, and Benji get the first dibs on
Girls.
It was just like, dude.
Dude, calm down.
And this is a party of saying, yippee, we won a game against a team that literally never stood a chance. Because I don't think they got a goal.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't get a goal. It's just like, oh, yeah, we're going to get babes tonight. Your friend's a rapist.
Your friend is a rapist.
Again, Stan Benji.
Like,
Dude saw the 15-year-old girls and dipped.
Yeah, but like, I think Light was so creepy. Like, he was harassing Anna. Like, he pushed her into a corner and was like,
"What's
up, girl?" Like, oh my gosh,
let me feel you.
Like, you trying to get with me?
Like shit faced drunk.
Like,
it's
ew.
like, hey, yo, baby girl, let me touch you.
And this is why I don't go to parties, because men.
But the backyard, I'm trying to, like, Kevin's backyard, I'm trying to picture it, but they call it a garden. So all I can imagine is, you know, like those gardens, like the U-shaped gardens with the like hood. All I can imagine is like it's a garden, and then there's a hockey net.
That's what I imagine in my mind is like, because they're rich, it's like really nice, like flowers everywhere, like nice trees, beautiful landscaping, and then just a hockey net smack dab in the middle.
There's this beat up hockey net. And a bunch of pucks, like, in the flowers. And then, like, that table that Benji was apparently rolling up joints in. I imagine that as a fancy-ass table with, like, fancy-ass chairs with a fucking umbrella.
Yeah. And Benji's just like...
And then Benji's just like, oh, yeah, marijuana. Marijuana, tobacco. Let's go. Okay, I do like the attention to detail of how they do rooms, or like...
Yeah, I like the scene in Kevin's room where
Matt said that he was going to remember the
posters
because he has the exact same post.
And I like how the attention to what trauma does to the brain, like with Maya, is like she won't remember a lot from that, but she remembers, like, you remember little details. Like, she remembers a button on her shirt going on his floor. She remembers, like, little things like that, but like...
Or it was... I don't remember the entire thing, but it was just like when a car goes by, a certain type of car goes by, she'll be frozen, imagining herself back in that small little town. Also, why did she not just kill Kevin?
She should have killed Kevin.
She should have.
I'm sorry, but like...
I'm gonna rewrite the book so she does.
The book was so good.
It was so good. 10 out of 10.
But the ending, like, genuinely infuriated me that she didn't kill Kevin.
Yeah.
And that he just got to go on.
He got to go on.
He
has a wife. He's gonna have a kid.
He just got his life. Which, I mean, I understand. It's very realistic. It's very realistic that, of course, the man gets to just go on, live his life, free of any consequences. But I didn't want it to happen.
The fact that there's also 2 other books to this, I'm not entirely sure what they are.
I'm not sure what they're about.
I'm not sure what they're about. Might read them, might not, because this book was a roller coaster, and I already had struggles reading it. Because, you know, it kept on hopping back and forth from different places. I'm like, okay, where are we now?
I think, like, a solid 50 to 100 pages could have been cut out of Beartown.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the beginning.
Like, the first chapter, I did like that, like, it did give us
a little glimpse into what
happens. A little
happens.
glimpse of what happens. But the thing is, it says bang, so you're like, okay, someone's dying.
But no, it's just Kevin at 5 a.m. shooting pucks and waking up all his neighbors, and all his neighbors are like...
No, the beginning of the book was where Maya was pointing a gun at Kevin.
But, like...
Also, it says that someone died. Like, it says that, like... It was, like, 3 people. Like, some person went to do their own thing. Some person became a hockey star, and someone ended up dying. Or someone became a father. Lived nice. Someone died. Who died?
Yeah, I think it was, like... Well, didn't it say, like, Bobo, Matt, and Benji was the other one?
Maybe.
It was Bobo, Matt, and somebody else at the end. One dies, one ends up a father, and one ends up playing hockey. I'm like, who's who? I need to know.
Who dies?
I need to know who dies, because if it's a Matt, I'm burning every single
Matt,
piece of paper in the world.
I know Benji doesn't die because he is brought up in the other books.
Yeah, he's brought up.
No, it might be Bobo.
No, if Bobo dies, I'll be so upset. You know, when we first got introduced to Bobo,
I didn't like him.
He was horrible.
A horrible person.
But the redemption arc?
His character development a little bit.
He did develop a little bit. He developed in the point of realizing, hey, maybe I shouldn't be bully people. But he did not develop
the fact that his friend was a rapist.
No, that was insane to me. Like the scene of everyone, like the whole town standing in front of the police office waiting for Kevin to be released is crazy.
Mm-hmm. But I do also think the friends supporting their friend that was a rapist is very realistic because people do that, and
I think that's
terrible.
why it's so infuriating is because when you read the book, you know this is so accurate.
It's so accurate, and you can actually see this happen.
And you know it has happened hundreds of times. You know it will continue to happen because no one hold rapists accountable for their actions ever.
What was the years like in Canada? It was like 2.5 to 3.5.
Yeah, like
for
that's
a rapist. Like that is
the sentence.
The sentence.
So like hypothetically, if Kevin had been charged because he's a minor, he probably would have only served like a few months to a year.
Yeah.
And he would have, and if he did serve any time, he would have gotten out on parole easily because it's Kevin Ertall, guys. He's such a good man. He literally has rich parents, so therefore he can do.
Did his parents get him out? Like, he got bailed out.
Here's my thing. Maya's one of my favorite details is that Maya's mom is a lawyer, is a prosecutor. So she was like trying to get her whole law firm to help her prosecute Kevin, and they were trying so hard. But because Kevin's parents are so rich, they got one lawyer, and there was like charges dropped. Kevin's out. We're all good.
That's such bullshit.
And like the fact that everyone in town refused to believe, the only person who ever defended Maya was the nurse to her husband, but her husband told her to butt out of it, and then the bartender Ramona who screamed at Sal when she like screamed at him and was like, no, hockey didn't do anything, this is Kevin's fault, it's all Kevin's fault, you cannot blame the sport, you can't blame anything else, it's Kevin. Like nobody just wants to blame Kevin, nobody just wants to say, hey, Kevin's a bad person, Kevin's a criminal, we shouldn't allow Kevin to be doing anything.
Okay, but again, like back to that lawyer thing. You had a Matt as a witness.
Yeah.
Benji and his sister could have been a witness because they saw her in the cold.
But the thing is that Matt was drunk, so that was their whole defense was, oh, you're drunk, you don't know what you saw. And then Kevin's dad literally manipulated Matt into staying silent because he's like, oh, you're in love with Maya, so therefore you're just going to go along with anything she says. And he offered his mom a good job, and he just wanted, I think Matt is so sweet, he just wants something better for his mom. And I think that's a really good character arc.
Yeah,
because all the other boys, the one guy doesn't even say I love you back to his mom via text.
Exactly.
No one's looking at your phone and seeing that you said I love you to your mom and
no
bullying
one's
you.
gonna make fun of you for telling your mom I love you. I promise you'll be okay.
I promise you can tell your mom you love her. I tell my mom I love her every day.
Exactly.
If I don't give my mom a hug before I leave, I'm not going to school.
Exactly.
Like, if I don't give, Mommy, I love you, okay, bye. Like, I'm not going to school. I hug my mom in the morning, I hug her at night.
Exactly.
Before I go to sleep, I'm like, good night, Mom.
Good night. Like, give your mom a hug. Text your mom I love you. You're not even saying it out loud. You pussy.
And I like how Matt was not ashamed to help his mom. Like, the scene where David was like, oh, why are you cleaning up? And he goes, well, I don't want, my mom to have to do it. And he goes, okay, I won't tell the guys. And he goes, I don't care what the guys say.
Don't
tell
care.
my mom that I'm doing her job. Like, he just wants better for his mom, and he doesn't care what the guys on the team think.
Like, I don't care what the guys say. Don't tell my mom. She'll yell at me.
I don't care if the guys think I'm weird because I spent 2 seconds picking up their tape. Their hockey tape.
Just don't tell my mom.
Mom.
She'll be very upset at me that I did her job.
My mom will yell at me. Guys.
My mommy will yell at me.
My mommy will yell at me because I did her job.
Okay. In all seriousness, this book was fantastic. Like, genuinely, 10 out of 10. I genuinely think...
I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of really bad books. I've read a lot of really good books. This one's up there with the good books. This one is up there with, like, some of my favorites. Like
it's such a small book as well, because, like, you search up things about Beartown, there's a wiki page.
Yeah.
And a show that's not even in English.
Yeah, there's a whole show about it, and I wish it was in English. Like, I mean, I might still watch it. Subtitles exist. Like, I might still watch it. But, like,
yeah.
I was fully expecting to, like, I was like, oh, yeah, like, I'll like the book, but I don't think I'll actually, like,
like it.
Like, that's my thing with ELA is lots of the times I'm like, okay, like, I'll like the book, but, like, I liked the book.
I loved the book.
I absorbed this book. This book was up there with, like, my favorite ELA readings, like The Hunger Games and The Outsiders.
All right, this will be my new personality for the rest of the year.
So guys, thank you for introducing me to my new personality trait. Thank y'all.
I think that's it. That's the book.
Yeah.
You summed that up in, like...
And another thing.
A couple of minutes.
And another thing is that I think we understand the book a lot better because we live in a small town.
Yeah.
Like, if you had someone
in, like, Saskatoon.
they
or,
would
like,
understand it, but not as well. Like, even, like, if they lived in, like, a really big city, like, somewhere
they'd
in
understand
America, or, like, Toronto.
They'd understand, like, the whole
concept.
party, rape,
Yeah.
and, like, all that.
But they don't understand,
They don't
like,
understand.
the intricacies of a small town. Like, every single line about how you can't survive, you can't enjoy this town, you can only survive it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't live in Beartown, you can, like, that's exactly, every single word is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
And I also really liked the representation of what it feels like to be a teenage girl. Like, when Anna was talking about how she used to be so outgoing and bright, and then she starts, like, becoming quieter, and then she talks about how she started weighing herself all the time. Like, I loved how it shows how people change with teenage years. Like, the line where it was like, this is the last time they'll ever see themselves in their childhood again was just like, sob.
Tears in my Latina eyes.
And the backstory, I think what I liked a lot was, it was so sad, but so, like, moving is the death that happened to the Anderson family with Isaac dying. Like, there's baby Isaac dying. And then, like, they were like, okay.
Mom always counts her kids. 2 in bed, 1 in heaven. I
sobbed.
sobbed.
I read that at home, and I put the book down, and I cried for a solid 5 minutes. It was so sad. But, like, I think it's, like, their whole thing was they were just they moved past it. They were able to still live their lives and feel happy. And then another tragedy happens, and it was just, like, their whole world came tumbling down. And I think I liked the way they described it as, like, as a family when something happens like that, where it's, like, all you wish for is one good day.
Oh, yeah.
One day to forget. And I just... Also, Maya's little brother. Amazing character.
Amazing character.
Like, the way he was just like, do you want to play games with me? And he went and sat with Maya at school, even though she told him not to.
Good book.
Amazing book.
10 out of 10 would recommend to anyone. 10 out of 10. Good book.
10 out of 10 good book.
Good book.